Welcome back. And some years ago, somebody asked me my thoughts on school shooting and what we can do to prevent it. And I spoke with him and he told me it was a great idea and I should upload it on YouTube. But I really don't like to get into political debates because we all have different ideas and different thoughts and we all come from a different walk of life. But visiting my first grandson, it got me thinking again. So here are my thoughts. First of all, I do want to say we all have different thoughts on guns depending on how we are brought up. For example, my beautiful wife and I have completely different thoughts. The main reason was because I was raised in California and my parents had a jewelry shop in LA and there were two cases I came across a criminal with a gun, but with God's help and my code 1911, we were able to defuse the whole situation without gunfight. And most criminals, when they know you have a gun, they will avoid the whole situation and get out of Dodge. And having a gun to protect ourselves in California was just part of our life, not because we want to do anybody harm, but to prevent from somebody harming us. Whereas my wife, who was raised in Korea, never actually seen a gun and never had a reason to protect herself with any kind of firearm, even though she understands now living in USA, but still fully not understand why we need to carry and have easy access to firearm to protect ourselves. And honestly, she feels very safe with me around, so she doesn't feel the need. So here are my 3 steps that I believe will prevent school shooting and minimize the casualties. Number 1 is armed guard. Now, as soon as somebody hears this, they're gonna say, and we don't have a budget for it. Well, I could guarantee you, if you have trained guard with a pistol and AR guarding the school, 99% of crazies will get discouraged and school will not be the target. In fact, very, very rarely you will see any news about gunmen attacking anywhere that has armed guards guarding it. Now, as for the budget, if school don't have that kind of money, most families, including myself, are willing to pay $10 a month and that should be enough to cover the cost. Now, one thing that I don't understand is that when we see a picture of a military man with an AR rifle, with a pistol, guarding our country, we feel safe. And I think we should feel the same way with having an armed guard in school, who is trained and willing to risk their life to protect our kids. Number 2, we should give our teachers a means to protect our kids. We see many news where there was a school shooting. Some of the teachers who are brave but sadly throw themselves in front of the gunman and get shot and get killed but didn't help because gunman is still shooting at the kids. So if teachers want to protect themselves and the kids with concealed carry, we should really encourage them and give them free educations on gun safety, how to use it in crowded place like in school, and how to safe keep the pistol. And this can be concealed carry or having a small pistol safe in class, where only they have the access to it. And I also believe if the teachers wants to carry, there should be some guidelines about firearms and the ammunition that they could use. So you might think, we're gonna get a budget to teach our teachers. Now, I've seen a lot of police departments who's willing to give free classes for teachers. And I believe you could also find private instructors like myself to give free classes for the teachers. And I believe teachers should be required to take this class at least 2 or 3 times a year. Now, one of my friends whose wife was against concealed carry asked if she could have a concealed carry class with me. The main reason was in the church she teaches children, and on one Sunday the policeman came to give them a free education on school shooting. And after taking a class, she realized the best way to protect our kids is to stop the gunman. And the third is how to minimize the casualty. Now, we see it over and over again. When there's a school shooting, the teachers instruct kids to hide under the desk and wait for the gunman or help. And this does not help at all. In fact, when my kids were in school, I told them, if there's anything like that happening, get a chair or desk and break the window, get out and run. And most schools, classes are in 1st or 2nd floor. So I really think teachers have more realistic instruction for the kids. If there's any kind of situations like this, they have to be able to lock the door and break the window and have our kids escape safely. And if it's on the 3rd or 4th floor, they should have some sort of escape ladders. Now here I want to share a story from my dad, and this is what he taught me. Now during Korean War, when he was in elementary, they had a Chinese soldiers come to school and take away all the boys who was big enough to hold a rifle. And they had them in one line, and they actually told them if anybody attempted to escape, they were going to shoot to kill. And having a fear in them, they were completely frozen and they were traveling day and night. And the parents never even knew where they went. And my dad knew this means death. So when they were crossing a small bridge, he took his chance and jumped off. Even though he broke his arm, he was able to escape and ran. But the Chinese soldiers were not shooting at him. They were actually pointing the gun at the boys who wasn't attempting to escape, and with the fear, they were frozen and they were all taken away. And none of those boys never came back home. So he told me, if you see a chance to escape, don't wait, because having a fear in you and getting frozen is gonna end in worse result. Well, these are my 3 ideas. And obviously, there can be so many more ideas, and if you have a good one, leave it in the comment. But please do not leave any political comments. See you later.